So I wanted to show you how to remove wood that's been glued down directly to the concrete. So what I did first was about every 2.5 feet or 3 feet, I cut a saw line with a skill saw set at the right depth. And you'll just have to replace the blade once in a while and wear safety goggles because it'll hit the concrete periodically. And in the center, I made a 1/2 inch channel. And what I did is you pop that out, and all it takes is a couple hits with your chisel on either side, and a piece will pop out because they're only 2.5 feet long and they don't have that much blank support anymore. You can see there that it had more glue on the floor than it had on the wood, so it's going to be tough to scrape. And that actually is the bigger problem. This kitchen took me all day to scrape and it still needed some more. The dining room over here actually came out fairly clean, and that's kind of weird how one room it just sticks like crazy and another room it sticks not as well. And here I'm going to show you what the floor scraper does. And basically it works really well when it's sharp or when you have some glue that's coming off fairly easy. And this piece is starting to give me trouble, and that's when I know that it needs sharpening. And I'll just take a couple hits with a grinder, and that grinder is so important to the job because it needs to be sharp all the time, and I'm talking about every 2 or 3 minutes I'm doing this. And I actually did it outside, but for the sake of this video I brought it in so that we can show you how easy it is to do a quick sharpen. And I also had that on my chisel, so I sharpened a normal chisel to actually make it very similar to my scraper so that I can knock the wood out easily also. And there you can see that piece was giving me trouble, and now it just came right out. So a nice sharp floor scraper, and I believe that was a Harbor Freight floor scraper. It doesn't have a foot kick. The Home Depot one had a foot press, and I think the foot press would have been better, make the job easier. You can see how from all the grinding it's actually both sides of it are supposed to be about 2 inches, and you see the bottom half is 2 inches and the top is only an inch, so it's actually lost some length from all the grinding. A little razor scraper. Now these things are very cheap, and what sometimes I would do is I would just press one corner down and give it a pivot, and that would do a really good job at removing some tough stuff. You say it doesn't have to be perfect, but something about doing it, you just want it to be perfect so you don't have a problem when you lay the tile later on. So I probably could have gotten by with a little less, not using the razor scraper quite as much. Here you can see this is the hallway, and that hallway took me all day plus to get that glue scraped out. That stuff was really stuck. I used a glue called Permabond, and that glue really was permanently bonded. I was worried about it when I installed it, and of course you pay a price when you go to uninstall it by using really good glue. So I think that's about it. If you use really good tools, the good scrapers, get them sharp, cut saw lines, you'll get an end result that you'll be happy with. And here is my end result, and I'm quite happy with it. I'm going to mention a little bit about how I installed this medallion because there's some bizarre things about it. One, in the very corner against the wall, both of the tiles at the corner there, the one coming down and the one going up, were shortened by about 1/2 inch or maybe 1/4 inch because the medallion never is the same length as the tile. But it managed to be only those two tiles needing to be cut and the corner piece that is against the wall, and that made it so that it can stay at that diagonal. The other thing was it's a different height than your tile, and once you start laying tile you realize that it doesn't really matter because you can press one really flat down into the concrete, and the other one you cannot press as hard, and they'll end up being the same height, and you just use a board across the top and make sure that they're level, and you'll get a good end result. So I think I mentioned everything. Just keep your tools sharp and do the scraping, and you'll probably get an end result that you're going to be happy with as well. So this has been John Hilbrands with theinfosheets.com. Thank you.